Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Friday! This is Devils After Dark, doing the Happy Devils Draft recap, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios here in beautiful New Jersey, in the bunker, and our Beverly Hills, California headquarters.
That's right.
And
That's right. Palatial estate like Bobby the Brain Heaton.
Yeah, as we're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network, they're already asking, where's the link, Sam Wu? Where's the link? We had 5-minute delay because of technical difficulties. I'm not going to point fingers who it was, but it was somebody.
It was somebody.
It's,
I don't know who. I don't know what
happy,
you're talking about.
It's the Happy Devils Draft recap. Lots of things going on in the past 48 hours. We're going to break it down. Also, from those that read pucksandpitchforks.com, welcome. For those that read hockeybuzz.com and my new Raising Hell blog, welcome. We'll be taking your questions, comments about the last 48 hours because there's a lot to go over, Scotty. And I'm sure you got
tons.
Tons of notes. So I'll let you start.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know where to start.
Well, we got to start with the big news. You know, we were wondering yesterday if we were going to have a big trade, and looks like Fitzy decided to throw that shocker at us today instead. So, yeah, welcome to another special edition of Devils After Dark Draft Day edition. Day 2. Going on here. Welcome to everybody on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live. Talking some hashtag NJ Devils hockey over here. And we went out and got a goalie. We got ourselves a goalie. Will he be the goalie? The goalie? I don't know, but I don't mind this trade that went on today. I think it was a very, very smart one by our GM, Mr. Tom Fitzgerald. Let's talk about it right now, Sam Wu. Trade alert, trade alert.
Oh, is there a button? Is there a button?
I don't know. Do we have one?
I'll press the button. Trade alert. Trade alert.
Trade alert. Trade alert.
I'll use that for Wednesday.
For Wednesday? Okay. Yeah, but, you know, the Devils went in and traded 2 picks, got themselves a goaltender, a young goaltender. How old is Vanacek? Is he?
26.
Is he 20?
26
He's
years
26. Old. He's 26, going to be 27. But old Vitek there from the Washington Capitals traded over to the New Jersey Devils plus a second-round pick, number 46 overall of the Washington Capitals, in exchange for the Devils' second-round pick, number 37. So the Devils fall back 9 spots, and their third-round pick, number 70, which left the Devils without a third-round pick. However, we did have 4 in the 4th round, which Fitzy made some nice moves on. But we got ourselves a goaltender over here, Sam Wu, someone who possibly can stop the puck in 79 career games. Old Vitek is 41, 22, and 10. 908 save percentage, which is, you know, higher than any of our other goalies have been the past couple of years. So that's, you know.
By a lot of points, too.
By a lot. Yeah, by a lot.
I mean, you're talking about 91 versus 87 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a big difference there. That's winning, you know, I would say like 6-7 different games, you know, in the opposite direction there, which can create a big difference in the Devils. At least. All right. But I like this move. Also, he's got 1 year left on his contract, and then he's a restricted free agent. Not an unrestricted.
Rights.
With arbitration rights. so we can put a bid in on him, a qualifying offer, which isn't really that high up there. I think it's actually like below $1 million because he's only been in the league 2 years, by the way. What, he finished 6th in the Calder trophy when Shesterkin won it last year. Got to play some bigger minutes with the Washington Capitals. Not bad over here. Kind of like a lot of people were talking about Husso out of St. Louis, who we know went over to Detroit. Well, we got ourselves a goalie now with old Vitek Vanacek. Wait, Vanacek. Am I saying it right? Am I screwing it up? Or is it Vanacek? It's Vanacek.
Oh, I don't know. This is a podcast where we mutilate names.
We just slaughter names over and over again.
I think it's Vanacek.
But that's what I thought too. But see, now I'm double like guessing myself on every friggin' name after last night. You know that we went through. But oh man, what is it again?
Vukojevic.
Wow, man, I'm still gonna say it wrong every single time. But old Vitek, played starter minutes there for a while. 6 career shutouts. Is he going to be the definite, solution in net? I'm not sure, but he definitely gives us a little bit more solid goaltending there. If Mac Black is going to stick around, he's definitely going to push him for that starter job. We don't know what to expect from Bernier coming off the injury. I think this was a smart move by Fitzy. He got a second-round pick back. He didn't lose 2 draft picks. Don't forget about that. He got a pick back in the second round. Not a third round coming back, but a second rounder coming back, which the Devils went out and made another smart move, one that I wasn't really expecting, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But feel a lot better about the goaltending situation. Not 100%, all cuddles and flowers over there, but I feel a lot better with the situation going in, over the old Hamburglar. No offense, the old go Gadget Gillies, I like Vanacek a lot better in that role over there.
They weren't 1A or 1B. They were 2A and 2B and 2C. That's how bad last year was. I want to make a comment about this deal. Why I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Why I like it. We talked about not overpaying in a slim pickings goalie market.
Mm-hmm.
You essentially swapped second round picks, and you gave up a third. The risk here is very low. The risk here is very low. You get a goaltender that we would project just based on what he did with Washington. I mean, he got, when Samsonov was having his issues, there he was. I think even though it's a Washington Capitals team, I thought the performance was exactly like the Siegenthaler trade, where you just flip a pick and you're getting steady and reliable. And that's all you can ask for. I'm not asking for Shesterkin. I'm asking for good enough, and you could have the possibility of growing. But it's his chance.
Yes.
With Mackenzie Blackwood, they're both in the same shoes right now, or the same skates right now, if you want to make a hockey reference. And I think
I'd say Vanacek is looking a little better. I mean, he's got some winning records.
Well, yeah.
He's got a save percentage over 900, which is
Mackenzie
nice.
Blackwood, Mac Black better put up or shut up right now.
He's got to find consistency.
Yeah,
we can't have the immaculate save. And then, 7 games of just like, bleh,
But he finally has,
the issue.
Hopefully, third time's a charm. Hopefully, this guy will keep him on his toes, accountable, but also split the load as well. I think that's what we're all looking for here. And we talked about this, with the, what happened in the playoffs, the team concept is greater than an elite goaltender, but an elite goaltender can help you build a dynasty.
Yes.
Long term.
And also this move, what it does is it gives time for Bernier to actually heal and not come back too early from his injury at his age. it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
We saw how it went with Corey Schneider. It took him Corey was really never the same, but I mean, he tried to give the effort, but at first it was really noticeable how slow and, getting side to side and everything like that. It just wasn't happening. He needed time to get back to an NHL compete level. Bernier, now you don't have to rush him back. You can let Mac Black and Vanacek play there in the beginning of the season. Hopefully no injuries occur, and as long as those two can split it, you can see what it does for Mac Black. Is he motivated? Does he go back to being, one of the prospects for Team Canada during their Olympic runs and all this potential and blah, 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 or is the inconsistency going to continue? And if it does, like you were just saying, when Samsonov has problems, Vanacek went in there. And he played big minutes. He played starter minutes. He won over 20 games in both of his maybe not the first season, right? Because he's 41. I think he won 22 games last year. So he had a winning record by far, both of his campaigns. 26, going to be 27. It's not a bad age for a goaltender right there. That's someone who might be coming into their prime, and we might have snuck one right here.
I'll tell you what I'm looking for is durability.
Or we might have the backup in the future.
I'm looking for durability.
Anything. Anything. Just stop the puck a little bit, unlike last year. And I think it'll be a good deal. Let us know what you think. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live. With this trade, how do you think Fitzy did? I like we said, I like the fact that it's basically just like swapping a third-round pick. And by the way, Vanacek was drafted in the second round because they're trading second-round picks there. Mm-hmm. So, and Vanacek, what was it, 3 years ago he was drafted, I think? It hasn't been in the league that long.
Yeah.
So,
but you know what?
He was a second-round pick.
This also gives relief to Nico Dawes and Akira Schmid down the AHL. Now that they can actually grow and develop and work on their game instead of being thrown to the fire several times as an emergency basis at the NHL level, they were skipping steps. I think what they did, the best that they you could ever ask for, but now they can be in Utica and develop. And we'll get to the goaltender that was drafted in the later rounds, but I again, with the glut of right-handed defensemen, and I wrote this on my Raising Hell blog on Hockey Buzz, that I'll tell you, if you remember the Devils Stanley Cup years when they were making a run every year, and Lou Lamoriello would have to trade assets to get that right-handed defenseman like Vladimir Malakhov, okay? Trading for these guys that can make a difference. They pay a premium then. But at the same time, this is how it's going to work. Right now, you've filled up that young pipeline of these kind of guys. There may be a time when the Devils are Stanley Cup contenders that they don't even have to make that trade, that they can go to that young stud in Utica mid-season, get like how Colin White came up in 2000, and play, and give that depth. You always want to have 8 or 9 D guys going into the playoffs, vying for those 6 spots, because I'll tell you, injuries happen. They happen all the time. And that kind of depth I'm getting giddy about, because the Devils' pipeline of young talent, all this losing, they are stockpiled right now, and almost have a monopoly on a part of a generation of this kind of talent, with Luke Hughes and all that. So,
let's actually talk about, who they drafted with that second pick. Number 46 overall, because they got themselves another steal. You know, when we went off the air last night here on Devils After Dark, we were talking about all of the centers and the forwards that were available in this draft, and we were saying that it's not as heavy a defensive depth, not as much depth in the defensive side. However, we found another right-handed defenseman, you know, that just kind of slipped through the cracks here and fell down. And this is Seamus, right? Or is it Seamus? Seamus Casey over here. Team USA, under 18, juniors, 5'10", a little bit undersized, 161 pounds. But here's the thing, not afraid to get physical in his play already. We like seeing that. Another right-handed defenseman, first year of eligibility, and much like we were talking about with Simon Nemec yesterday, this is another really smooth skating defenseman who can get the puck out of the zone, who also makes incredible outlet passes. And oh, by the way, he's going to Michigan. Guess who he's going to be playing with for the next couple of years? Luke.
And Ethan Edwards.
Hughes.
And Ethan Edwards as well.
Edwards. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. The trio. The Wolverine trio.
Skating, transitions, offensive upside, ability to be a quarterback on the power play, rush defense. These are what they're saying is his strengths. Okay? He's got to add some size to him. We just talked about that. 5'10", 161 pounds. But he does play with some physicality. You're not going to see him probably in front of the net clearing, you know. Hey, we got to work on that. We got to work on that, but maybe that's why we have a Kevin Ball. Maybe that's why we have a Nikita Hoytuk, you know, to get in there and do that dirty work. A Ryan Graves as well. But this is a guy, you know, who could probably be a number 2, number 3 defenseman on there. That second pairing, a real stud on that second pairing when it all comes down to it.
Yeah.
This was
couldn't
another
agree with you more.
This was another good pick by Tom Fitzgerald. And I got to say I was shocked because I thought we were going to go forwards after snagging Nemec. But Casey kind of dropped to us here. And it was a good find. And I guess Fitz was confident in it, being able to drop back 9 spots, being able to pick up Vanacek in this as well. And another stud potential defenseman, a la like a Ty Smith and a Riley Walsh that we're seeing now. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad over here.
I'm reading all these comments right now. Eugene Hewitt says, pronounce Seamus. Seamus. Like
is it Seamus?
Seamus.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure. I wanted to make sure. How about this? Because he skates so well, you rarely see him have to chip the puck off the glass to escape the defensive zone. Whether it's through his skating or passing ability, he will try to start the rush on a controlled exit.
Ooh.
A controlled exit. Not blind drop passes to nobody that we were seeing all last season. That's 2 guys that have the potential of being on, you know, these top pairings here in the years to come with Nemec, with Casey, with Luke Hughes, with just incredible skating ability. These guys are going to be flying all over the place. I mean, obviously they got to pan out. They got to, you know, everything like that. But the potential here is very good for all 3 of these defensemen, Nemec, Hughes, and Casey, to be in the NHL within a couple years' time.
And these are 2-way D guys. Nemec,
yes.
Casey.
Yes.
And, you know, the Devils brand for years before this ownership group came in was defense, defense, defense. But the game has changed. The ownership group came in. This is almost like the next generation defense. that the Devils are drafting, and I can't tell you how excited I am, because as much as I loved Logan Cooley, as much as I love Jack Hughes and all these exciting players, because for years the Devils never really had that face of the league, flashy offensive juggernaut. That what Fitzgerald is doing and purposefully, methodically putting this together, you're going to hear defense chants at the Rock in a few years.
No, it's
where they just shut them down with their skill and then push the puck up with a Jack Hughes that's going into his prime.
And that's just what I was going to say, is not only they're going to be able to shut the other teams down, they're going to be able to generate offense as well, which we know that's been missing from this team in recent years. Damon Severson had a hell of a year this year, but PK, he's not putting up points like the way he was. Ty Smith had a good rookie campaign, and he had an absolutely terrible sophomore campaign. Dougie, we know, was hurt. We didn't get a full season of Dougie to see what he can actually do. Ryan Graves, we know the gravy train is there to knock some people on his butt. We've seen that he can play some offense when he has to, when he's put into that situation. But the gravy train is there for playing some defense, which we like. But these three in particular are going to be going to school and growing at the same time and probably landing in the NHL at the same time.
I hate to say this as a Penn Stater. I almost want to donate to the Michigan Wolverines Hockey Booster Club right now, because my emotional investment in the New Jersey Devils are in their hands to develop these three guys on defense.
And I just want to say three other names to you. A guy who just resigned, Chris Letang. Not a very big defenseman. Had a hell of a career. That Cal McCarr guy, I heard he's doing pretty good over there in Colorado. He's not 6'4" last time I checked. How about that guy across the river, who it pains me to say is a damn good defenseman in Adam Fox?
Yeah. In today's NHL, you can do it. Because
that's Casey.
In the old days,
that's Nemec.
Yeah. In the old days, you couldn't really. No. The clutching and grabbing is over. The goon-like game. It's skill, speed, and hockey IQ right now. And you still need a little bit of beef. You still need a little bit of nastiness, grit. Grit. I got a broken leg. Okay, well, put a cast on it. I'll be back in the second period. That's grit. You saw that in the playoffs when you look at the injuries that both teams had, the Avalanche and the Lightning. It's incredible.
And Casey, though, he's 5'10", he's not afraid to get physical. That's what it says here in all the scouting reports. Though he needs to put on size, obviously, he's not afraid, which is nice. He's not going to go out there throwing all the big hits, but he can go out there and throw a hit here or two here and there. Really, really solid pickup for dropping back 9 spots and picking up a solid goaltender while you're at it.
Really, essentially for this third round pick.
For the third round pick, because you flip flop the seconds, and then the Devils lost their third.
Yeah,
and it turned into Vitek Vanacek. Thank you.
Or Vitek.
I'll take that.
Is it Vitek? I think it's Vitek.
I
don't know.
I always say Vitek. Well, Vitek's the guy from Decapitated. That's what I always just say the name. Whatever. That's my metal side coming out over there. Anyway.
I've got a question. I've got a question.
Okay.
This is a random question, and I want to ask this guy a question. Thomas Zott on the YouTube Live says, Sam, what's the origin of the cowboy hat? He's talking about the cowboy hat back here, and something that great must come with a great story. Thomas, I got to ask you a question. Were you at Enzo's yesterday because I was going to give this guy and his son some bumper stickers, but by the time I got there, because, you know, when you're doing a podcast live at a restaurant, there's a lot of moving parts. Number one, I got to keep Beer Baron and Billy Dean on camera because they kept on wandering off, you know, the camera. And secondly, you know, I got to make sure that everything is going straight. But if you don't mind, I want to tell him where this came from. The first day, you know, people know me as the guy that wears the Marty Brodeur pads into the arena. I lost a bet. And on opening night in 2001, after winning 2000, I figured if I'm going to go in as Marty, I needed somebody that looked like Melanie Brodeur. And you remember Melanie Brodeur wearing the cowboy hat, you know, when the Devils won the Cup in Dallas. And so I went as Marty Brodeur, and I had Melanie Brodeur next to me, arm lock, going into the arena. So, and I actually just found this the other day, so I figured I'd use it a prop. Sorry for the EDD and random stories.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Little hat action over there. So, yeah, the old cowboy hat.
He's from Jacksonville, Florida. Wrong guy.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So in the second round, we got Casey. Okay, we're happy. We got another right-handed defenseman. Very cool. Third round, obviously, we got our nice goaltender, Vanacek. And in the fourth round, when you know it, we got another goaltender. Okay, Tyler Brennan, the top goaltender ranked for the North American side. Okay, for the North American goaltenders, big boy, 6'4", 190 pounds already. It's his first year eligible, playing up there in the WHL. And what do they say about him? Composure. Much like our old friend, number 30 over here, doesn't get rattled too often. Okay, he doesn't have a great save percentage. His record was a little shaky. We know that. We can see all that. However, it's the minors, it's the juniors. He's growing. He can be taught. He's got really good composure. Butterfly goalie. Good lateral movement. Side to side. Smooth. Reflexes. This is what they're saying about this goaltender. Is it someone who is right off the bat gonna get in there? No. It's someone's gonna have to work their way. Excellent size, reflexes and positional instincts, good flexibility for size, calm and collected, excellent mental game for his age. Okay? Allows too many rebounds, though. Use some help on the puck handling and getting those arms squeezed tight. He's got a good 5-hole coverage. Those legs, it's closed. But the arms, the body, maybe some are sneaking through there on that big, tall frame. Fill them out a little bit. Squeeze a little bit tighter on those muscles. Might see a difference over there.
And get a pep talk from Marty Brodeur.
They get a little pep talk from Marty Brodeur right over there. But this is another good guy to have in the system coming up. We know about Kira Schmid. We know about Nico Dawes down there. There's not that much afterwards. Again, much like we were talking about with restocking with Nemec, with Casey, and a few others we're going to talk about here, get another goaltending prospect in there as well. And again, like we said, this is the top-ranked North American goalie that was available in the draft. And again, Fitzy able to get a bargain here by snagging him in the fourth round. I like this pick as well. And I think, was this the fourth? No. Okay, yeah, this was the fourth round. No. Oh, yeah, that was the fourth round. Okay. I'm sorry. I got a little head here in my notes. This was the first pick of our 3 fourth-round selections. That's what I was getting to over here. Yes, we missed the third round, but we had 3 selections in the fourth round. Thank you, Lou. Boo! Couldn't have done it without you. Hope you're enjoying Kyle Palmieri and a couple weeks of Travis Zajac. because we got one pick from the Islanders coming up next, and then after that was the Dmitry Kulikov trade. Who did he go to? Edmonton, I think. And that's where we got our other 4th round pick as well. So Tyler Brennan, goalie, big boy, 6'4", butterfly, good composure, and then another D-man. Someone who, again, scouts are probably going to tell you that this is a bargain, getting him in the 4th round. Why? Not because of his fault. More if you read the news and see what's going on in the land of Russia, then you would know why that, some of the Russian prospects, their status has fallen a little bit in recent days due to, we don't know what's going on. Sam Wu sent me something a little alerting about Mohamedulin as well that I wasn't too excited to hear. But Daniel Orlov, this is a left-handed defenseman, 6'2", 181 pounds, another first year of eligibility, and this was from the Islanders, from the Palmieri trade over here. So thank you very much. But this guy is more of like a defensive defenseman, all right? More excellent skating, shutting down zone entries, using his size to win puck battles, breakout passing. He needs to build confidence with the puck when he has it. They say, he's got a little ability to hot potato it sometimes. Little thinking too fast, too rushed just yet. Still a young kid. All right, this is not a 1st round selection. This is a 4th round selection, but probably could have been pushed into the 3rd. But with everything going on, who knows what to do. But he's got to work on that, much like we're just talking about Tyler Brennan being very cool and confident and a lot of composure. That's what Orlov needs to work on, staying composed. He's got some size. He can stay at home, which is nice, especially if we're going to have these offensive studs like a Nemec, like a Luke Hughes, like a Casey. It's good to have a big boy back there as well who wants to play some of that meat defense that we always talk about in the NFZ.
I love
blocking shots. Oh, yeah, blocking shots over here. Some people call him one of the more overlooked defensemen in the 2022 draft. And really, that just comes from, real-world issues. Playing in Russia. Because we all know now that there's a risk involved with that sort of stuff. But this is another good pick over here. I'm trying to find his offensive numbers. I thought I had it. Defenseman, 30 points in 54 games. For a defensive defenseman, 30 points in 54 games is not that bad. Kind of a la, Ryan Graves. Ryan Graves is going to rather play defense. He's going to rather knock you on your ass and throw that big body check and block that shot. But, when Ty Smith was struggling and when Dougie Hamilton went down, we saw Ryan Graves be the quarterback on the power play for a few weeks. And we saw him put up some offensive numbers. I think this guy kind of fits in that same sort of vein. I haven't seen a lot of tape on him, but what was he? Was he 6'2"? 6'2", 181. What's Gravy? I think Gravy Train is 6'4".
Yeah.
Gravy Train's tall and thin. This guy, might be the same thing. Born in 2003, he's got some room to grow. Maybe a little bit over there. Bargain pick. Probably drop back because of real-world issues. Daniel Orlov. And then, what'd we do after that, Sam Wu? A goalie, a left-handed defenseman, and how about another right-handed defenseman, this time Charles Leddy, U.S.-born on the national under-18 team, first year of eligibility, 6'1", 176 pounds. Dude likes to hit people.
Great value pick.
I like.
I think there are some gems in that fourth and fifth round, and when you look at Jesper Bratt, how far he's come. And, some of these players, and especially at the goaltender position, don't let the later rounds deter you. it's a different era than it was 25, 30 years ago. Anything can happen with these players. It's just a matter of probability, how much success they're going to have at the NHL if they're able to make it that far. So, they did their homework, and I'm starting to be very suspicious that they've been doing their homework for the last few years for this draft to kind of splurge on all these blue liners for the team.
Yeah. Here's what they say. Big, strong defenseman. I love this one. Able to use his body to move opponents. Ooh, baby. That sounds like some NFC action. That's right.
I got to tell you, I bet you Tommy Fitz listens to this podcast and hearing us complain but explain about the no fun zone. And I'm starting to think in 5 years, starting in 2025, we're going to see
that's not 5
no
years.
Fun.
Don't be trying to add extra time on here. That's not 5 years away. That's just 2025.
No, what I'm saying, it will start in 2025, but in 5 years from now, in 2027, that no fun zone, the Devils marketing is going to be so good. They're probably going to have sponsorships from that no fun zone area because they're going to be clearing out everybody. They're going to be clearing out everybody with their muscle.
And this kid, listen, his development is the offensive side here. He's going to rush into play. He's a strong skater as well. So he can get up into the play, but obviously his strong suits are on that defensive side, but what he is that like the unsung hero of the team, the guy that every Devils fan loves. But when you talk to other teams fans, they're like, who's that? Who's Jonas Siegenthaler? Are you kidding me? Have you not seen him play defense? The guy's a stud this year. That's Charles Leddy. He's going to be that guy. He's not going to be a top pairing guy. Maybe second, maybe third, probably third, but he's going to be that stud on your penalty kill. That's just blocking shots and knocking people. That's if he can add some offense to that game, then his potential is going to get even better. But for right now, talking about Nemec, talking about Casey, get some of this beef with Orlov, with Leddy.
Do you know who's going to get really excited? Do you know who's going to be very excited? Utica Comets fans are going to be just out of their minds once these players start playing year after year, developing in Utica. We saw what happened last year, and it's only going to get better from here.
Oh, yeah. No, Utica is going to be very, very happy place to be with all these prospects coming through, especially with who we got in the 5th round. And this is more the player that I know a lot of Devils fans were hoping for was Slafkovsky. But he ended up going first overall to the Montreal Canadiens. But Peter Hauser in the 5th round. Oh, and by the way, that Charles Leddy. So Orlov from the Islanders, Charles Leddy from the Oilers. And this one is from this 5th round pick is from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Thank you very much. I hope you, Keith Kincaid Services. You're welcome. We will take Peter Hauser, a 6'4", 207-pound left wing monster.
Hey, where's the beef?
Oh, the beef is here. Because if you look at his scouting profile, you will see him leveling who? Number 1 overall pick, Slafkovsky, in a very, something that's making the rounds on the interwebs right now. This is a dude that can hit. This is a dude that can score. You're probably not going to see too much of the defensive side just yet, but that's something that can be developed here. Listen to these numbers. Name? Peter Hauser. Peterhauser. Unless I'm pronouncing that one wrong, which, who knows, maybe I am. But
this This is the future in 2028. Devils.
28,
Montreal.
25.
No, 28. Slavkovsky with the puck. Oh, he gets nailed by Hauser. He steals the puck. He takes it down the ice. Hauser with the howitzer. He scores. Devils win. Devils win. That's the future. I love it, New Jersey. I had to get that in there.
Oh, that's
I'm
good.
just
I like
looking at that
one
button, and I'm like, I gotta play that. Sorry, Scotty, didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, that was great. I loved it. Very mature player for his age. Not only because of size, but he's reliable with the puck. And he's making the right decisions. He's got a hard shot and decent vision, especially in the offensive zone. Overall skating needs to improve. You hear that quite often with big power wingers. Think of Miles Wood in the beginning, when you didn't know if he was going to be able to stop sometimes when he was out there on the ice going like 100 miles an hour, and you're like, he's just going to crash. He's going to crash right under the boards because I don't think he can stop right now. Oh, there he goes. That's what he did. I think you're going to see a little bit of that from this kid, but he's got a shot. He's got a way of finding the front of the net. He's a big boy, and listen to this. In 41 OHL games, 25 goals and 34 assists. And you ready for the best part, Sam Wu? Ready for the best part of it? In 11 playoff games with This Is Sparta, 9 goals and 7 assists. That's 16 points in 11 playoff games. You know what it matters, really? I know we haven't been, as Devils fans, we're not used to that word playoffs, you know? We've been, what's that? Yeah, what's that? Oh, there's a postseason? I had no idea as a Devils fan.
A Patrick Maroon type player, possibly.
I think more a la, Miles Wood, because he's got a lot of speed. He's got the scoring touch. Patty Maroon's is a big boy, but Patty Maroon's scoring touch isn't quite, the same as what the potential for this kid could be. 16 points in 11 playoff games. That's 9 goals, 7 assists. 9 goals in 11 playoff games. That's money. That's money right there. 25 goals, 34 assists in 41 regular season games. Of course, this is all minors, OHL potential, but this is another nice steal in the late rounds. 5th round that we didn't have a draft pick for, but Columbus Blue Jackets, as we said, hope you enjoyed the services of one Keith Kincaid. Speed will be a big deal with this kid. If he can control it, much like Miles Wood eventually learned how to do. We're going to see if Nolan Foote is able to do. It'll be nice to have some of these big power wingers also coming up in the system. That is something we desperately need. Very nice selection over there in the 5th round. Now, to go through the last 2, Josh Philman? Another winger. Big boy, 6'2". Not too much weight on the body just yet, 157 pounds. But I think he is more of a kind of a defensive first, forward, someone who you can stick on the top line, play against. He's got good size, obviously, a good good skating. He can finish his checks. He needs to be a little bit more defensive, consistency and stuff like that. But he'll pan out eventually along the way. But a 6'2" winger, late round, it's got some potential. And then to wrap things up, they went and did it again, Sam Wu. They went and did it one more time. Now, again, probably because of real-world issues, this player dropped far down in the draft. Okay? From Russia, Artem Barbosha. I believe I'm saying that one right. Probably wrong, but whatever. Barbosha, 6'2", 187 pounds, another right-handed defenseman. This guy is looking to punish people. Okay? He is looking to crush people. Oh, I'm sorry. I screwed up the Peter Hauser. It's Barbosa who laid out Slavkovsky. I'm sorry. It's Barbosa who laid out Slavkovsky in the World Championships. You can look that up on the old Twitter and everything else. So excuse me. I was running through things real quick here. But this is a no-nonsense defenseman. Strong defender in his own zone. Physical play and intensity. Glimpses of the ability to shoot the puck from the point. Flip that around over there. He needs to work on his offense. What's that?
Scotty. What's this guy's last name?
Barbosa.
In 2028, a rematch. Barbosa and Slavkovsky. We're going to get it right this time. Barbosa slams into Slavkovsky. He takes the puck. He feeds it to the howitzer. They score. Devils up 1-0. Maybe one day these late round
Are you
kids.
ready, New Jersey? Woo! He's got some things to work on. Obviously, that's why he's a little bit later. He's got to work on transitioning that puck and some skating agility as well. But boy, he is a monster who likes to hit people. Ooh, we like the sound of that. I mean, when I saw that in the scouting report, his second bullet point just says physical play, intensity. I like that. I like that. Someone coming, maybe trying to get out of a bad situation and into a better situation over here in the States, playing in the NHL. Something to prove. Late round pick. Ooh, baby, could be a gem out there who probably, like we said, many of the Russian draft picks and prospects, obviously they fell just due to what's going on in the world.
So Barbosa is the man in that late round.
He can be. He is going to be a brutalized wherever he plays. If he makes it to the NHL, he will be a brutalizing defenseman. If he only makes it to the minors,
can see it now.
He will be a brutalizing defenseman if he only plays. Wherever he plays, he's going to hit people.
I can see it now. Amanda Stein interviewing him. Barbosa.
And he just checks her.
No. She's gonna ask. She's gonna ask a simple question.
The game's over. The game's over. Calm down.
She's gonna ask a simple question. Barbosa, what are you gonna do to the Rangers tonight? I must break you.
Yeah. Here we go. Barbosa.
They're like a piece of iron.
Yeah, Barbosa is an old school stay-at-home defenseman that plays with an edge. His size and strength are always evident despite playing in a league with much older competition. He uses this to his advantage by easily knocking the opposition off the puck and clearing the crease. Woo, baby, clearing that crease.
I swear to you, I bet you Kate Madigan and all these Devils, hockey ops behind the scenes are probably listening to us talk about the no fun zone, clearing out that crease, beef, moving people out, but also getting the skill players. Because once you start to mesh the two, you need to have both. You can't just have all skill players and no beef. Or all beef and no skill players. Right. It has to be a balance. Team chemistry. That's how a team forms.
And I love this pipeline. We've heard Fitz talk about it now for a while, but you even think about it in that big winger. We have Miles Wood right now. You have Nolan Foote, who's down there in Utica, hopefully going to make a splash next year or the year after that. And then you add a late round pick like a Peter Hauser that you can throw in there and see if you can develop as well. Same sort of big monster, going to move people, going to hit people, going to be in front of the net, making noise with a big shot. I like seeing this. Now we have all this defenseman back in the pipeline as well. We've been so excited. You know, we talked about it last night. The Ahoytukes, the Kevin Balls, the Riley Walsh, the you know, they're all going to get Vukojevic. I still want to say Vukojevic. Vukojevic, you know, they're all going to be there vying for some of those final spots next year in training camp. These guys are going to be getting their time. You know, there's going to be injuries. They're going to get called up. You know, they may play so well that they don't come out of the lineup. We'll see how it happens. But what happens after them? You know, now we know. Now we're replenished down there, and we have this other set of prospects that are now going to be moving up through the tiers of our system that we can get excited for in a couple more years. And we didn't mention Muhammadulin. Now, is this accurate, Samuel? Is he going back to Russia to play next year?
Amanda Stein, Neil McHale, everybody says he's going to play in Ufa, and you know he's going to be in the KHL. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, is he homesick? Does he just want to go back home? Is that, you know, is this how it's going to turn out? That 20th overall pick, where you know, basically giving up Blake Coleman, you know, and getting back Nolan Foote, but Blake Coleman, but that 20th overall in 2020, is this
well, let's see.
He's on loan right now to his KHL team by the Devils. That's what I read.
I'm not excited about hearing that. I'd rather, you know, obviously I'd rather have him, you know, somewhere in North America instead. And, you know, I'd rather have him playing at Utica, you know, but we're going to have to look more into that, I think. You know, it's just a situation that unfortunately, you know, all of players in that area of the world are going to have to deal with. And us as fans, I believe
it's Russia and Belarus, that's where Sharangovich is from. You know, I mean, that's beyond their control. But
yeah,
I was very surprised. I was very surprised to see that. But this pipeline,
pipeline is good.
You know, it's like, okay, worst case scenario, he doesn't come back, and I'm going to say because he just wants to be at home. I'm just going to make up a scenario.
We'll see. It could be that he's just trying to finish his KHL contract out or whatever. Maybe he's just trying. Maybe he's trying not to make waves and stuff like that. Maybe he's being. I don't know. Just from a fan perspective, you're like, I'd like him over here, please. You know, seeing some of the other things that have happened to you know, the Flyers goaltending prospect and a few others. You know, you're just like not Muhammadulin, please. So. You know, I'm obviously looking at that through, you know, fans' eyes and everything like that. But I think he'll be back. I think he'll be in Utica. You know, we may not see him this year. I think, you know, maybe next year might be the time for him. He still is working on his skating as well, but he's another one that's in that pipeline that we as Devil fans can be really excited about. And we should be excited about that original pipeline because they are finally ready to make these strides into the NHL.
Yeah.
And we should be seeing some improvement. Definitely from the goaltending perspective, if Vanacek can play the way he played the last 2 years in Washington, and I know the Caps are a better team and they have a lot of scoring and stuff like that, but the Devils' offense is kicking into gear as well. Let's see what we get. Let's try and get a full season out of Nico and Jack, and let's see how many points that they put on the board combined at season's end.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a different story moving forward with this team, and I hate to say it because I don't want to believe it, but I more and more each day I think Samu was right with the 2025 prediction, and I figured out why, Samu, because besides all the, you know, logical explanations, that'll be the first year that the Devils don't have to wear that ugly jersey that they thought was, you know, a good idea. So naturally, once that ends, the team will go back to prominence. And thanks, sweet Ozzy, that they weren't wearing those at the draft. Oh man, I'm so happy that they put on the horns and the tail.
Yeah.
That nice little 40-year logo up on the shoulder. Give me that all day.
Yeah.
Give me that all day. But I got to say, I think this is a pretty damn good draft for our New Jersey Hockey Devils. Love to hear what you think about it on the old Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live. Sam, we got people out there talking. We got people out there chatting.
Yeah, I mean, let's see here. It's just a lot. Joseph Lanham said Michigan's Devils' second farm team.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see here.
Everybody get the big. I hope you got the Big Ted Network on your cable or your streaming service there, so you can watch Michigan hockey next season.
Let's see here. Just reading a lot. Let me read a Twitter comment from earlier. Let's see if I can grab that. We also have our folks at Facebook Live as well.
Mm-hmm.
There was a
Jason and Arthur and Michael and Craig and Nate. What's up, Nate? Craig has burned those bunkers.
Nate, thank you for the brownies, man.
Woo! Special brownies. Look out.
Let's see here. Craig Best, crush your enemies, see them driven before you. What? I don't know. Sorry, it's just too many comments. Nate says, don't forget, our defense has made some great strides too. I don't think we need to worry about Vanashek too much. I think he'll just do just fine.
I think so as well. I think it's a solid piece to add to the Devils right now. And again, he's young. He's under control for this year. The restricted free agent, arbitration eligible, but still restricted free agent. Devils can make a very low qualifying offer and, get into, go into an arbitration thing, or they can, you never know. Let's see how he plays out.
Yeah.
If he does good, that'll be 3 years of solid goaltending. That's something you can kind of,
yeah,
get a good
for sure.
A good feel for. Yeah. I'm happy with that. Anything is better than what we had going on last year. That's for sure.
Eugene says, Shane, I am with you. Casey appears to be a good kid, and his grooming in Michigan should help. Let's see here. Jim Leahy, exactly. The only way this could be better if Fitzy signs and trades for a winger or two. They're talking about what to do for this year. We've been talking about the future. Obviously, it's the NHL draft. You're talking about the future. But you know what? There was in the Ottawa Sun that he did go after Matthew Tkachuk, but Calgary has a high asking price. But Tkachuk is going to wait for the Gaudreau. What's going to happen? So everything
that would be a really nice piece.
Change.
Yeah,
in a heartbeat. And Fitzgerald has cap space and assets to trade. If you, let's just say in a dream, if you think about it, if you could transplant Gaudreau and Matthew Tkachuk on the Devils right now.
Oh, you're not going to get both, but that'd be amazing. But if you could get Tkachuk on there, man, oof.
You would have to give up a lot of assets, but if Tkachuk, he demands a trade, and New Jersey's on the list, the leverage would be with New Jersey if Gaudreau actually signs in New Jersey, and not only signs with New Jersey, you need to have a team to have cap space to be signed with. You can't make $11, $12 million. Now, do I want the Devils to spend that kind of money? No, but if Gaudreau comes to New Jersey with the precondition that you make a trade for Tkachuk and I'll take a little less money to make room for him, you can make the numbers work. Deals can be made, But I don't know. We're making up scenarios, hypotheticals.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's all going to, see what Johnny Hockey does. Because Calgary's got a pretty big contract on the table right now for him, but it seems that he's going to test that free agency and see what's out there, which is his right. It's his right to go and do that as a player. You earned that time, and did he earn coming off a 115-point season? That's the one you want to go test your free agency on. So, you can't really blame him. But, I mean, Calgary's got a big, big offer on the table. And, I mean, yeah, you're going to have to go north of 11 mil. And that's a lot of money to lock up into one player like that. It's tough. That's a tough call. I mean, he's a great player, obviously. Makes the team completely different. Yeah, I mean, would he take a cut if you get Tkachuk as well? Because if he gets 11 mil from Calgary, are they going to be able to afford? I don't know what their cap space is. I have to look that up on the Cap Friendly. But can they afford Tkachuk after that? That's another question.
Think about this line.
He's got to look out for himself.
Think about this American Express line of Hughes, Tkachuk, and Gaudreau.
I mean, that would be pretty incredible right there.
That line would probably be worth $8 million, $11 million, $19 million. That is almost a $30 million line.
It's about a $30 million.
But they would dominate. Right, they would dominate like no other.
Yeah.
Shesterkin couldn't stop them. I'm telling you right now, he could not stop the amount of speed that they bring.
We'll see. Jack's got the niche for scoring against the Rangers, which I love. So, always take
especially
that
from the left circle.
That's right. But we'll see what happens with Gaudreau. He'll be that piece that once he goes, the rest of the dominoes will start falling down after that. But it'll be huge. I don't think he'll land in New Jersey, but if he gets a big enough contract that Tkachuk is like, well, what am I going to do now? Well, we're a place that can, have some of that salary cap room. Or maybe we can make an offer.
Yeah.
Maybe get him in a trade. We'll see how it goes. But that would definitely solve some of our issues with the power winger that we're looking for. And we have some guys now in the pipeline that we like to see.
Yeah. Well, Scotty, I guess pull the plug.
Oh, okay. You're wrapping up. Oh, yeah, well, we're on wrapping up here.
Are we wrapping up? I wasn't sure.
Well, yeah, we can. No, we can wrap it up. I know we've been going here for quite some time. And I want to thank everybody there on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. We got Lee and Lisa and Craig and Nate and all them. Everyone's just commented away. Jason, Arthur, who's all these other people? I can't even see.
Kevin from YouTube Live says, love the podcast, boys. Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe. And also let everybody know. I text Scotty this and Beer Baron and Shorts Guy this, that we see the numbers on the downloads in the past couple weeks. Thank you. Also, you guys, we were, took a hiatus a little bit, but we're back in the top 75 hockey podcasts on Apple Podcasts right now in the United States. And, we're going against like some big time like ESPN podcasts. And you guys are great. Keep downloading. Subscribe to our podcasts on those podcast pages, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all that. And YouTube Live has given us great numbers, great comments. Same with you. Facebook Live, as I'm looking at you, and Twitter Live as well. Twitter Live is a little bit different format, but, want to thank everybody and keep it here because next week could be very interesting with breaking news. Free Agent Frenzy. Something may not happen on the first day, but something can happen on the third day. We just simply don't know. And we'll be on breaking news standby, But granted, just remember, we all have day jobs here, so we'll do our best. Sunday podcast will be going. State of the Fan address. Pucks and Pitchforks editor-in-chief Nick Volano, who, by the way, gets a lot of credit because he was talking about Nemec for 3 months, like, and nauseating on that podcast, and I just combated with him with Logan Cooley. But
hey, we need defense. These are all great picks. We're gonna look back in 2 to 3 years now, and the jerseys will be gone, the ugly jerseys will be gone, and a lot of these prospects will be ready. So it's all putting together for a magical moment. The stars are aligning for, like Sam Wu said, 2025. But we better get to the damn playoffs before that.
Yeah,
we're going to win the cup in 2025. All right, we better get to the playoffs before that.
Well, worst case scenario, we make the playoffs by 2025. But it would be nice to have a cup.
No, I'm saying soon. Cup 2025. We better make the playoffs before that. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, as Sam Wu said, look out for all the shows here. We'll be back on Sunday. You got Hockey on Tap on Monday. State of the Fan address on Wednesday. If we do have a big deal, I'm sure Sam Wu will be along with breaking news, Wu Report. And if we do have a big trade or a big signing or anything goes on, we'll have to get together and do a Devils After Dark Free Agency edition and talk about everything that's going on with our favorite hockey team. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for all the likes, follows, and subscribes. It's been great hanging out these last 2 days doing Devils After Dark.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to preview for next season. We got a lot of things going on. Want to thank everybody. YouTube Live, Twitter Live, Facebook Live. Dropping the podcast at midnight. Till next time, let's go Devils.